What is up, everybody? Welcome back to part 4 of my No Man's Sky walkthrough with Zoo. Now let's figure out what we're doing here. Now, last we left off, we had got ourselves our first freighter. It's a B class, but that's okay. So we are here on our freighter. Now, what should we be doing right now? Well, let's check our log. A lot of stuff we could read in here. So, just something to note. The guide will, give tips if you feel like reading this stuff. We want to look at log. Alright, so for this, we need to deal with the Alien Translator. We also have the base computer archives already, so we could go back to the base and check those. Could also start setting up fleets, but I wouldn't recommend getting into that yet. And we got a tech upgrade here that we don't have the stuff. So I think what we'll do here is start with this. Okay, so for the translator, we need copper and a microprocessor. All right, so there, we found a planet with copper. Let's head there and we'll grab our copper. Okay, so when you find these things in space, and there's lots of them, lots of different ones, some have to do with missions like the Atlas Path. Some are just random space junk. Sometimes you'll see one of these things and you can communicate with it, or sometimes you just shoot it like this. And so that gave us preserved fish something. So that's just an item we could sell. This. And it's worth almost $1 million, so pretty good. 757,000 units for that. So yes, shoot those. When you come across those in space, if it doesn't communicate with you, try shooting it. If you don't see what you're looking for on a planet, just maybe fly to a different spot. Because remember, you're dealing with a whole planet. It's really big. So there could be, stuff anywhere. Alright, here we are at our copper deposit. Switch over to the terrain manipulator. This sentinel is right here. He might bug out. Let's let him fly away. Whatever. Log, the translator. All right, so we need a little more copper. All right, we got our copper. Now let's get out of here. And here we are back at the space station. So we're gonna try and buy a microprocessor, and then we can install the Artemis Translator. Now, if you've been following the episodes, Artemis is a main storyline. So, it's definitely, you want to do the things it says to do. Right. Alright, so now we can, oh, actually, we could sell that thing too. But we can install the Artemis Translator. Could sell that. Could sell that. And that. And look at this. We're gonna break $1 million? Yes. Broke our first $1 million. Nice. Okay. Speak to aliens aboard space stations. Yep. Yeah, so you can talk to any of these aliens, and if you want, you could practice language with them. And as time goes on, what they say to you will... Like, we can practice language skills here and just, you know, whatever, take a guess. If you get it right, you get a little faction. All right, so translator calibration, it said 0. So what does it want me to do now? Calibrate the translator. But if you see, something popped up with a new location to go to. So that's what we're gonna do next. Okay. Whenever you find these little buildings, these have a multi-tool in them. So these are good places to find upgrades for your multi-tool. Usually there'll be one on the wall somewhere. Some nanites. And there you go. What we got? An A class. We don't have enough money. It's a lot better than what we currently have, though. How much do they want? 3.4. All right. Well, no big deal. This guy has upgrades. Sells the drop pod data. Get one of those. Okay, now all this stuff is very good. Oh, we need Korvax rank 3 for that one. But this one will probably be the best. Do we have enough? This one... 150. Yeah, we should probably get all these. Now, these type of upgrades, when you buy them, you have these forever. So if you uninstall them, anything like that, you can reinstall them later. So no issue. So we need oxygen. We need chromatic metal and condensed carbon, sodium nitrate and antimatter. Sodium nitrate? Yeah. Let's see what they sell here. They do sell oxygen. Not a lot of it, but... Alright. A little more tech in the suit. What does this one need? Chromatic metal. And condensed carbon. We may be able to do that stuff here. Oh, look at that. Condensed carbon. Actually, do we have any copper left? We only have 34. So we're going to need to refine some more copper, I think. Into chromatic metal. Because the next thing we need to install... Alright, we got the condensed carbon, so we just need... like 60 chromatic metal. Incoming storm. I wonder if I could put the portable refiner in this. Yeah, I could. Because what we could do is put that there. Make some chromatic metal. And then, how much sodium nitrate did we need? 60. Okay, cool. And there is our sodium nitrate. So now we can install the shield lattice. But we also need to make it antimatter. And that took our chromatic metal. But what are you gonna do? All right, so we need copper. That's the main thing we need right now. I'm gonna pick this up, bring that with us. You know, wait a minute. It still wants us to do something in here. We need to talk to this guy. Forgot to do that. All right, so he gave me a planetary chart. So the translator is now calibrated 33%. So let's see what happens if we use the chart he gave us. Now he gave us this. If we fire this off, probably going to take us to the next location. And just so you know, guys, the order I'm doing this stuff in is not necessarily, you don't have to do it like this. I'm just doing with what pops up in the log and what I know is probably, you know, the easiest thing to do at that point. So you can follow along if you want, but you don't have to. If like some other part of the game interests you more, you can at this point branch off and kind of do that. All right, so this is an ancient plaque. Now there's lots of alien ruins in this game that you're gonna find, and they usually have knowledge stones around them so you can learn a few alien words, and they usually give you a bit of lore, and they can also help you find portals, the alien monoliths. So let's check this one out. Knowledge paves the way to understanding of probability. The Atlas spoke in fragments. The Atlas interface. Actually, I'm not going to read this stuff because I don't want to ruin it for you guys. All right, so I just learned a new word. And now you can see on the bottom right, translator calibration is 66%. So now it's telling me to find knowledge stones. I think we're going to be a little short. I think we're going to need to find another copper deposit. But don't let that trick you in the beginning. Like right now, it's like, oh, we got to go all over the place looking for copper. The game doesn't stay that way. So, all right. I don't see any around here. Also, we're looking for knowledge stones that I'm not seeing. Oh, look at that. Or was that one we were already at? Yeah, it was. All right, that should be a pretty good amount. So let's refine that. Okay. So now we can install this. So you want to kind of, we'll get into it later, but with your tech, certain tech, see how this has a yellow line around it? These get a boost because they're similar. So what you do is you put similar tech near each other. Like actually, we could probably take that. Yeah, see how those slot together like that? All right, good. All right, so now we just need to find this knowledge stone. And here we are at the knowledge stone. . Alright, so we calibrated the translator. Now let's see if it wants us to do something else. Large outpost detected. Find a life form to ask about your location. Alright, so it's given us another location to go to. So a lot of the things that'll have you do in this game are gonna go that way. Like you'll do one part of it, and then after you finish that part, it continues and sends you somewhere else. But aside from Alone Amidst the Stars, which is the one we're working on now, we can also do the base computer archives, and we can also work on... Do we have anything left to install? No, we got everything that we have installed, so that's good. Okay, so it's sending us to a trading post. And it wants us to talk to this guy. Okay, let's take a look at our log. So right now it wants us to increase our standing with the alien life forms. Now, that's not something we need to do right away. This could be a point where you could be like, okay, I want to work on some other stuff. I want to go back to my base and check the base computer archives or something like that. Okay, so now what it is telling us we can do is come to this guy. Now, when you first start looking at these, you're not going to be able to do all of them because you need to raise your standing with the Korvax. Now, this goes for each system. If you were in a Gek system or a Viking system, same thing. So, what does he have here? He's got two really easy ones. This one. And that one. So if we go do those and do them successfully, that should give us our standing with the Korvax we need to move on to the next part. So let's go see. Alright, so basically it just wants us to scan 4 rocks. I don't know if it cares what planet. Now these missions, these go on for a long time. Eventually though, you will hit a point where you'll max them out and there's no more. I mean, you can keep doing them if you want, but your faction max out after a certain point. Okay, that was 4. So if we look back at our log, now we need to do this one, which was scan 5. So now, but the 4 we already scanned count. So we just need to find one more rock to scan here, and we should be all right. All right, make sure you have the... All right, see, so this one's done. Return to mission agent. This one is not done. So have that one selected. And look, this is the last rock we need to scan. So now this one's done. And there's our 2 missions. Now, when we turn these in, we should get our standing with the Korvax raised. Okay, and here we are back at the space station. Now, I personally, like this little part is basically like a tutorial introduction into these missions. I wouldn't bother with them until I was done with the story. So let's hand these in. They gave us some nanites and +1 with the Korvax. And now let's hand this. It's like 10,000 units and +1 with Korvax. Let's see what happens now. Okay, so now the translator is 100% calibrated, and it's given us a new location to go to. And that was because we did those 2 missions. So really, you know, like I've been saying throughout all these videos, if you just follow along with what the guide is telling you to do, you're not going to get too confused and twisted around. I mean, we're a few hours into the game at this point, but this is still super early. There's so much more to this game than we've seen at this point. So don't get too anxious, like, oh, I want to get out there and just start exploring and seeing crazy planets, because you'll miss out on a lot of this. And this teaches you how to play and is taking you through story. And the story's going to get good. Alright, so it's taking us to another trade post. And it wants us to go talk to this guy over here. So let's do that. We can ask for information about the star system. He stared at me in disappointment. I guess we'll allow him to scan me. Okay, so now it wants us to return to space to contact Artemis. And now that we have the translator, it's going to be easier to speak to Artemis. So that's basically what all the stuff we were just doing was for. I mean, we got the other upgrades as well, but we needed this Artemis translator. So now when we fly into space, Artemis is going to contact us, which is going to progress the story a little bit. And yeah, so this one I am going to end it here because we've been going for a little while and this is going to take a long time to edit, even though it might turn out to be a shorter episode. But if you have any questions, anything I'm forgetting, or if you've come through the game, something's been different for you, you don't know what to do, leave a comment. I'll get back to you. I'll help you out. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, and I will see you in the next one. All right, have a great day. Bye-bye.